All right, you guys, so welcome back to part 3. So, in just an effort to kind of save some time, so here's the equation. Okay, so there's the equation right here from Delta Math. Okay, and I've shown you my first step. Okay, all right, so let's talk about me multiplying by 40 here and why did I do that? Okay, so I have a denominator here of 8 and I have a denominator here of 40, and I want to eliminate all of the denominators from the problem. Okay, so I need to multiply all 3 of the fractions by the common denominator. So we're going back to adding and subtracting fractions. Now, if you're looking at it going, Miss Barfield, I really don't know how you came up with 40. Okay, you can use a graphing calculator like this. If you have a different calculator, just Google how to find the common denominator. Okay, if you have this particular kind of calculator or you have an app, you'll hit math, you'll go over to number, and you use 8, which is LCM, which is least common multiple. That's your common denominator. So then you just type 8, 40, and press enter. Okay, so that's how you can get the common denominator using a graphing calculator. Okay, all right, so then I took that 40 and I multiplied. So 40 times negative 7 over 8, I just typed that in my calculator. So I got negative 35, brought down the minus sign. Okay, and then here in this next step, okay, notice I just recopied 2x plus 9 because when you have a 40 in the numerator and a 40 in the denominator, they cancel out and you just leave that behind. So 2x plus 9. And then I multiplied 40 times negative 1 to get me negative 40. Remember, you got to multiply the whole thing so it stays balanced. Okay, now let's talk about from here to here. If you're looking at it and you're like, that's a lot of work, and I want to know right now, am I doing the problem correctly? Okay, all right, there's a workaround on Desmos. Okay, so if you go to Desmos, all right, you can see I've already got typed them in, ready to go to kind of save time. Okay, there's the first one. Okay, now it's just going to bring up a graph. Okay, don't worry about what the graph looks like per se. Okay, type in your next step. Okay, notice I've got it all typed in. And if your first line and your second line, okay, or your first picture and your second picture are exactly the same, okay, you've done the correct next step. So if I take off, see how if I take off the red, okay, there's the green. If I put the red back on, you can't even see it. Okay, so if I turn off the red, so if I turn on the green, turn on the red, okay, because you can't see it, it's because it's the same picture. Okay, all right, so that's how you check your next step. So I really could, all right, so let's solve. So here, the distributive property says I'm going to distribute -1. All right, and let's keep that wall going. So -35, -1 times 2 is -2x, -1 times 9 is -9, equals -40. So I could, and I'm not going to keep doing this after this step, minus 2x minus 9 equals -40. Okay? So look, you have your red line, you have the green line, I now have the purple line. Okay? And they're all there. If I had put +9, look how it jumped over there. Okay? So that's why it's important. Okay? All right, so let's come back here. Okay, so -35 minus 2x minus 9, well, I have like terms. So -35, -9. So that gives me, bring down the -2x minus 44, because -35 minus 9, when I subtract those, I get -44, equals -40. I'm going to add 40 to both sides. Or add 44, I'm sorry. I'm going to add 44 to both sides. So I bring down -2x equals, All right, negative 40 plus 44 is 4. Divide by negative 2. So I get x equals negative 2. Okay. All right, go up here, negative 2. Submit my answer. Got my green check. Okay. And you can see Mr. Delta Math does it a little bit the same. Okay. Because he got no more fractions. Okay. All right, let's try one more. So this video doesn't get too long. A new piece of paper. All right, so x minus 5 over 3 minus x plus 7 over 4 equals negative 3. Okay. All right, so I need to multiply this entire problem by the common denominator. The common denominator for 3 and 4 is 12. So I'm going to multiply. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an additional step. You can skip this step if you understand what to do after you see me solve the problem. So 12 times x minus 5 over 3 minus 12 times x plus 7 over 4 equals 12 times negative 3. Okay, now because I'm multiplying, okay, this 3, okay, and this 12, I can divide both of them. So if I divide 3 by 3, I get 1. And if I divide 12 by 3, I get 4. Okay, so that means I get 4 parentheses x minus 5. Okay, now if you look right here, 12 divided by 3, so I put 4 on the outside, x minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to bring down the minus sign. Okay, now I'm going to take 12 and 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So minus, I'm going to bring down 3, parentheses, x plus 7, equals 12 times negative 3, negative 36. Okay? All right, if you look right here, 12 divided by 3, that's where I got the 4. 12 divided by 4, that's where I got the 3. Okay? You can, after today, or right now, if you understand it, you don't have to write that step. Okay? That's an extra work step that's not necessary. Okay? All right. So I'm going to distribute. So 4x minus 20 minus 3x minus 21 equals negative 36. I'm going to combine like terms. So 4x minus 3x is 1x. And negative 20 minus 21 is minus 41 equals negative 36. I'm going to add 41. So I get x, because I don't really have to write 1x. Okay. Negative 36 plus 41 is 5. So x equals 5 is my final answer. Okay. All right. And you can see here, there's another way of how Mr. Delta Math, he moved it. Okay. So you can see that 12, 3. He moved it, made it 12 divided by 3. So that's where he got his 4. 12 divided by 4, that's where he got his 3. Okay. And then he solved the equation. Okay. All right. If you've got any questions, you know how to contact me, and good luck, you guys.